Rebel has always been a very cool off-road oriented pickup truck, but unfortunately compared to the Raptor from Ford, it couldn't quite compare. Ram has definitely solved that now with this, the brand new Ram 1500 TRX, which essentially demolishes the current Ford Raptor, buries it. It's no longer a competition. We're checking it out today. I'm very excited. We'll do interior details, talk about the exterior, walk around it, see all the things, and talk about the specs. The first thing we need to do is take a look under the hood, because this TRX has a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Yes, they have Hellcat motored the Ram 1500. In this truck, it makes 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. It's covered mainly by this giant cover right here, but you can see down in there, that is a Hellcat-powered Ram 1500. With a strengthened 8-speed ZF automatic, this thing can handle that 650 pound-feet of torque, four-wheel drive, obviously. 0 to 60 will happen in 4.5 seconds, quarter mile in 12.9 seconds. For a truck that weighs almost 6,500 pounds, those numbers are as fast as a base C6 Corvette in terms of 0 to 60 in quarter mile, and something that weighs probably twice as much. Crazy. Top speed is 118 miles an hour, mostly limited by the tires, but I don't know if I really want to go much faster than almost 120 miles an hour in a truck of this size. But there we go. It is a Hellcat-powered Ram, finally. Finally, it was teats of concepts and a proper V8. Let's take a look at the exterior. The first thing you immediately notice is how wide the TRX is. Nearly 6 inches wider than the regular Ram, even wider than the Ford Raptor. These flared front fenders are very, very aggressive. And then you can also see beyond the tail lamps how much wider this fender is. It's crazy. Giant 5-inch dual exit exhaust pipes on either side. And then TRX badging all over the truck. There's no actual Hellcat badges as far as I can see. So Hellcat motor, but it's fully branded as a TRX. Back around to the front. The headlights look like the same ones from the upper tier current Ram 1500, so a Limited or a Laramie Longhorn. And you can see how much wider the bodywork comes out beyond the headlights. This grille looks like the grille that you'd find on a Ram Rebel, blacked out, very aggressive. Cool touch though, these letters here for the Ram are open, so air will flow through. Above it, you have a functional hood scoop. This allows 50% of the air to go in through there, and then the other 50% is through the front grille. And this thing will consume 32.9 liters of air per minute. That is a lot of air to power a lot of horsepower and likely drink a lot of fuel. We just finished up the Ram TRX presentation, so let's check out the interior. So the first thing you'll see, flat bottom steering wheel, some suede. This has the carbon fiber trim option, so a lot of carbon fiber. For the first time, aluminum paddle shifters here. They're very nice. There's an interesting cutout to the shape because on the back of the Ram steering wheel, we have the buttons for controlling your radio, your volume, but metal paddle shifters are definitely nice. This is a TR2 trim TRX, so it's the top tier. Fancy leather seats, suede inserts with red accents here. And we hop up, it's got these steps right here. You can hop in. We have a TRX button here with the modes to switch between your various modes. So things like snow, sand, and mud, regular auto, towing mode, and then there is a Baja mode, which is pretty awesome. There's a launch control button there. This truck has launch control. Again, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, and a massive truck. You'll notice also 4-wheel auto, high, low, axle lock. There is no pure rear-wheel drive only mode. So always 4-wheel, and then there is a trailer steering. Looks like just a old like temperature knob you'd find in an older car, but it's for helping you hook up a trailer. The very nice giant Uconnect screen that I absolutely love in my truck. The other big change in the interior is the transmission dial selector is no longer on the dash. It's moved to the center console for a more sporty feeling. So the center console here is redesigned, still have those wireless charging pads there. And then we have a plaque here that says TRX, the VIN, horsepower, the engine. It's covered in suede with some more red accent stitching. And if we open this up, move a bunch of keys, we have another Easter egg down here. Got a T-Rex, that might be another Raptor with the truck down there. And then like the other Rams, they have some trig if you need to do your trig homework and you're figuring out sine, cosine, and tangent. Panoramic sunroof is option on this truck here. Again, this is a TR2, so fairly well loaded. Harman Kardon sound system with some red accents inside there too. It's really nice. Surround view cameras, driver assist features. It has all the tech stuff. The second row is massive. This is a crew cab. So again, if I were to hop in the back, I have plenty of legroom and headroom. Again, these are massive trucks now, so plenty spacious back here in the back of the Ram. Oh, other thing, you can get a digital rear view mirror now. So there's a camera mounted up there, makes it a digital rear view mirror. We also have heated and cooled rear seats, a lot of red accent trim all over the place. It is quite a drop down because this is very off-road capable. All right, that's the interior. So with that, we'll circle back in a moment to talk a little bit more about the exterior, some of the technical details, the insane engineering that went into making this truck. It's more than just dropping a supercharged 6.2 Hellcat motor into it. There was a lot that went into this truck, and we just learned a lot. So get ready to hear some engineering nerding out. Another cool thing with those exhausts, this is 6 feet longer than any other SRT exhaust product. And a lot of work needs to go into that to make it still meet regulation, still sound good. There's no actual resonator. They have these like mesh panels that cancel out the bad resonant frequencies so you don't get droned. Well, it still sounds really good. So that's really cool. And then this is also functional. I'm just all over the place as we walk through the truck. That is a functional air curtain. So air comes in through here by the headlights. That is 100% functional. It comes through this widened front fender and the air exits there, helps cooling, airflow. Trucks that are wider than 80 inches also have to have these additional lights here, so they're all over the truck. Inside that air intake, on the side fenders, because this thing is 88 inches wide, which is massive. Same around back. Got more indicator lights here on the fenders. You also have a full-size spare underneath it. That's exactly the same as one of these wheels and tires. If you have bead locks on this truck, that is a full-size bead lock spare, and you can just swap it out if you need to. Equipped for towing and all that type of stuff. These 2.5-inch Bilstein Blackhawk E² adaptive dampers are really impressive. So this truck has wheel position sensors for each wheel and also like accelerometers to determine the position of the truck. So it knows if it's level, it knows where each wheel is, and if it drops, it can adjust the dampers. Like 20 millisecond response time. It's crazy, and it can change how much the damping force is to allow this thing to just go over any sort of terrain. So each of these dampers is able to vary from 22 pounds to 1 ton of force. Really fast response times. They can adjust it in the air. So if the truck detects that it has gone airborne, all 4 tires are off the ground, it would stiffen the damper so when you land, it would absorb it. Same thing going over potholes, if you're hitting curbs, anything off-road. These dampers are really impressive for this truck. And something else that's really cool. This is the, I believe, we were told the tallest coil spring setup in anything, and because of the way this is packaged and the extremely wide tires and the shape of everything, it was really hard to get that designed and made. And it's really impressive. Incredible feat of engineering in this thing. In terms of pricing and availability, the TRX starts right around that $70,000 price point. I was playing around with the configurator and was able to get one well into the mid-90s. There was a launch edition limited to 702 trucks finished in anvil gray. Those are all sold out, and those are, I think, right around that $90,000 price point. So it is absolutely expensive, but it is the fastest, the quickest, the most capable, the most badass truck you can possibly buy, this production truck. And the thing that impressed me the most out of seeing this is, well, A, it's menacing, it looks amazing, it sounds great, it's fast, but there was a lot of serious engineering that went into making this truck possible. It is very functional. I mean, between air intake and filtering, so you can clear out particulate matter, the widening of the vehicle with this being functional, this air curtain here, the moving of this front driveline here forward slightly to accommodate for the frame and the spacing of these giant wheels and tires, the suspension technology, all the stuff in this truck is seriously well thought out. I mean, like I was saying, it has a 74% different frame compared to a regular 1500. So like my Laramie parked out there and this thing are technically both 1500s, but this thing stole a lot of the suspension strengthening components from like a heavy duty Ram. So it's like a 2500 and a 1500 scale, because it needs that for this to jump at 100 miles an hour and come down and not bend in half. It's really awesome. Front forged control arms, aluminum, that are 3 inches wider, because again, this truck is enormously wide. We also should mention that it has about a 1,300 pound payload capacity and about 8,000 pounds towing. That's less than a regular Ram 1500, but that's what happens when you design a truck to be able to do all these off-road shenanigans like this thing is able to do. One more walk around. I just love how menacing this thing looks. I absolutely cannot wait to drive one of these things. I cannot wait to try launch control and hopefully do some sort of off-road stuff with this thing. It is truly badass. And this is the Ram TRX. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go get back into my very regular, normal Ram 1500 Laramie now. But I will be thinking about this thing. Check out the other videos I just filmed, one with the Wrangler 4xe and the Grand Wagoneer concept. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.